Hello, brother. Can you tell me about your professional background and also why are you interested in becoming a school leader?
Hello, I am Brother Joseph Dantayao. I hold a degree of Master in Educational Leadership. Now I am a manager of the language school and I am interested to become a school leader to make some developments in the life of the teachers and students. Because this position allows me to make some changes for better future of schools, teachers, and students.
Brother, how will you build relationships with your students in school?
Being approachable for the students when they need to report or suggest something. But as a school leader, the most important part is building a positive relationship with teachers and staff and encourage teachers and staff to listen and aware of the voices of the students and provide them accordingly.
And also, how do you involve staff in decision making, in school decision making?
This is how I'm trying to involve staff in decision making. Listening with compassion, taking serious observation on their suggestions and let them discuss freely, making decisions based on win-win solution. Sometimes I use distributed relationship style with careful consideration to provide empowerments to the teachers and staff so that the organization goals could be accomplished.
Brother, can you describe also your approach to supporting teachers in improving their practices?
This is my brief explanation of approaching to support teachers in improving their practice. First of all, effective coaching. Observing teachers' classroom and providing feedbacks. Checking lesson plans and suggesting to be better and effective. If needed, provide some teaching aids.
And what would you do if you had a classroom teacher whose performance was below or is below expectations and not improving?
To answer your question on what I will do if a classroom teacher whose performance is below expectations and not improving. First, I will reflect on my own role in supporting teacher and strive to establish a working environment in which professional learning may flourish for all teachers, including those whose current performance represent a legitimate cause of concern, where an employee's competence is being called in question. There should be a fair level of support, including advice, assistance, and further training where appropriate before resorting to formal procedures.
What is your experience working with students from diverse backgrounds, and how does diversity impact student learning?
I have a good experience in working with students from diverse backgrounds, both working information and school. The presence of diversity in the classroom allows students to consider perspectives and opinions beyond those they have already formed or were shaped in early life by family and friends. By representing students with viewpoints far different from their own, it gives them the opportunity to think critically about their own beliefs and examine the world in fresh ways. Learning about one's own culture is just as important as learning about others when it comes to developing cultural understanding among students. It is apparent that there is a long way to go for many teachers to become culturally responsive as the world has become more diverse than ever. And I believe it also offers an opportunity for teachers to become innovative and collaborative. With the support from colleges, parents, students, and administrations, I hope and I am hopeful that this goal can be achieved.
What is your approach to working with students with special needs?
This will be my approach to work with the students with special needs. Number one is to start with the relationships. Create opportunities for students to interact by designing some relationship building activities. Offer opportunities for students to engage in reading together. Place students into mixed ability groups and have time to interact with each group.
Brother, can you also describe your approach to hiring and retaining talented staff or teachers?
To describe my approach in hiring and retaining talented staff, of course, first I will assess the resume of candidates and dismiss candidates whose resumes do not match the criteria I am looking for. Only invite candidates to an interview if I believe they can make a substantial impact in our school. Then a careful interview may be done to acknowledge their evidence of competency. And I will look for an advice from HR too. Then I will give new employees a manual that fully covers the job they have been hired to do. The manual may consist of guidelines, requirements, and tips to help the employee effectively complete his or her task. Of course, I have to identify competent employee to retain the talented staff, and I will pay them significantly more than their peers. Resist the temptation to look them down and praise them lavishly but privately.
Brother, what do you believe are the key characteristics of effective learning?
There are some key characteristics of effective teachings, I believe. For example, acquiring relevant knowledge about students and using that knowledge to inform our course design and classroom teaching. Aligning learning objectives, assessments, and instructional activities. Articulating explicit expectations regarding learning outcomes and policies. prioritizing the knowledge and skills we choose to focus on, and adopting appropriate teaching roles to support our learning goals, progressively refining our courses based on reflection and feedbacks.
Brother, how will you encourage effective collaboration between teachers?
I will encourage effective collaboration between teachers by creating a shared vision and goals, trying to develop a sense of community, and identifying and establishing group norms, using discussion and dialogue, and of course working through the conflicts, making celebration occasionally. Thank you.